back to the Washed Out Hobbyist. As always, I'm your host, Rob. And I said that, with the last video, that I was going to talk about something kind of cool that I was at recently. And it kind of has to do with this here can cozy, as it was put to me what it is. So I'm going to talk about Meeple-a-thon. I don't know how many people have been talking about it. I don't imagine too many people. But at the same time, I hope there are plenty of people that do and did so far. So, Meeple-a-thon. This is essentially 1 week after the end of Meeple-a-thon as of this recording, Sunday night. And, well, what can I say? It was a blast. Meeple-a-thon is a charity event that's been going around the last couple of years. It's local to Kansas City. And, it's a great event. It's a great time. Got all kinds of stuff going on, whether it's vendors selling stuff or smaller like businesses, trying to grow. We've got fantastic artists coming down, and we had some amazing special guests show up this year. This was my first year at all with Meeple-a-thon. I'd only ever heard of it, but I'd never been to one yet. And now that I have, there is just so much going on with it. So first of all, it is a tabletop convention. So you got people running games of Dungeons and Dragons or anything from the World of Darkness. So like Vampire the Masquerade, Call of Cthulhu, for instance, probably made I saw at least one table running Call of Cthulhu. And that was like the RPG side. You also had people running tables to learn how to play Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Lorcana. But you also had an event called the Show Me Showdown, which is kind of a big Warhammer tournament. Basically, it was 40K. It was the Old World. It was Age of Sigmar. There was Kill Team. I imagine there was probably some Warcry there. Warlord Games was there with a display selling stuff up as a pop-up shop. Tons of my local favorites like Larry's Game Store, Game Cafe were there. Mind Games and Magic, a store I have yet to go to, but I definitely want to. Tons of local vendors were there. And then there were just tons of demos. There was a demo for War Machine. Fantastic game. It's one of those games that surprisingly has been through a lot, and just due to the nature of its very loyal fan base, it refuses to die. So, you got that going on. There were people running demos for Halo Flashpoint. There were demos for Freeblade, demos for Marvel's Crisis Protocol. There was Star Wars Legion as an event. There was the Horus Heresy going on as a narrative event. Just tons of stuff going on. My hair always argues with me, and I have no idea why. I try to be too good to it. Not important, though. But what I was doing there this weekend was running demos for one of my absolute favorites, Blitz Bowl, the arena equivalent of Blood Bowl, which that was another crazy thing that went on this weekend was the release of Blood Bowl 3rd Season Edition. Like, it was kind of crazy. Just awesome stuff going on this weekend. But anyways, so two of the big names that I saw that weekend, though, was we had Miniac down. Awesome guy to meet in person. In fact, this can cozy was something that I actually bought from his stand. He was selling tons of great looking miniatures. I got some stickers that I would show you, but I'm feeling lazy. But they were free stickers. It's always cool. Um, so yeah, Miniac, great guy. I even got a picture. Sometime I will post some pictures on this channel so you guys can see the kind of weekend I had at Meeple-a-thon. And the other big name that I got to, not only did I get to meet this guy, I got to help him build his terrain because it was, lo and behold, Nick from Play on Tabletop, the Town Nick, came on down to Meeple-a-thon to run King of the Coliseum. And oh my goodness, like they sold out the tickets for that event. And it was fantastic. Just tons and tons of players showing up every day to play King of the Coliseum. I was happy to help him because, there's nothing better than wargamers getting together and just working on things together, whether they're working on the same project together or separate projects. But it was a lot of fun, you know. But yeah, basically though, I got to meet Town Nick, talk to him a bit about his thoughts on 40K and where things are headed and what he honestly thought about certain things that I myself was curious about that. You know. So yeah, no, it was great. It was all and I got to hear some at least one project they have in the works that I'm actually really excited to tune in to play on tabletop when this comes out. But I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if I'm allowed to or not. We're not going to worry about that. And if it's already out, okay, cool. But still, so it was really nice getting to meet Tao Nick. I also got to see some old friends that I hadn't seen in a while. But yeah, so basically, though, part of this video is going to be me talking. Oh, goodness. I have not enjoyed this new belt since I got it. It is just, uncomfortable. Jeez. Out of here. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about my experience with my running my first an event at my first convention. Just running a convention at my first. I don't have any way to edit this. Mistakes are fine, but I guess okay. So I'm going to talk about essentially running an event for the first time at a convention and just kind of my thoughts behind it and the preparation leading up to the just leading up to like showtime and what that was like. So earlier this year, a former employer of mine who worked hand in hand with works hand in hand with Meeple-a-thon approached me about maybe running a Dungeons and Dragons game for Meeple-a-thon. And I thought about it for a minute. It's like, I could do that, but let me see what else they got. Went on the website, and I was just like, ooh, maybe I can do something. Maybe I can do something that I can really do. And so, I basically put in the application for running Blitzbowl. And like when when it was time to put in the application, I was like, I hope I get it. I won't be too upset though. And so later, I got the confirmation that my event, my running the demo of Blitzbowl, got approved, and I was just like flabbergasted. I'm like, sick. And so a little later, they asked me that I do need a second to kind of help run it. So I asked my buddy Tristan, who I'm hoping in the future to have him on a video or two, maybe doing some battle reports, but we'll get to that later. Anyways, so I asked my buddy Tristan if he would not mind doing the event with me, and sure enough, he was able to. And so we spent months practicing and getting the rules down. And I hammered the rules into his mind about how to play the game of Blitzbowl. I mean, he was already a fan of Blood Bowl, so that, made some crossover, and we were able to do stuff with that. But yeah, I hammered it into him about how we play the game and just running demos. And you know, so that was months, and I also was worried about, am I going to do a good job? Am I going to be able to, you know, keep, doing this good for the entire time that I'm there? And so that was always a worry in the back of my mind. And there is some back of production stuff I'm not gonna talk about, because that's not this video. But I mean, there was like a moment I was worried about something, going wrong, and then the week before, the director David, great guy, had a kind of a meet and greet for all the people that are going to be running war games on Sunday. And so some of us got together for that, and I got to play a game with David, and then I picked his brain about something. And we talked, and all the things that I was worried about going on. He was able to confirm that I would have the table for as long as I needed. And yeah, so basically, if you ever have doubts, do not be afraid to ask the person you report to about certain details and things not going correctly, because they will for sure help you straighten things out so that it's not this big problem later. But anyways, so we go months, and I'm hammering these rules. I'm worried about attendance, if I had to sell any tickets for that or not. And in the end, no, I just, he assured me that it's just people are going to be coming around, want to get see about a demo, and yeah. So day one, at least on my end, was not a very busy day, so to speak. I had like one demo that entire night, but that was okay. I was just taking in the convention, because like one of the vendors I forgot to mention that was there was Baron of Dice, and it was so cool because like they brought their entire catalog of just about everything. And realistically, I'm not gonna say how much I spent. I spent a lot of money, but I did nab some really cool things while I was there. I nabbed some alien theme, and really they were Tyranid themed objective markers. Some very nice Tyranid themed dice. Some Blood Angels themed dice. This really cool coin objective marker thing. Um, a fancy a dice bag with a dwarf and a Magmadroth on it, where the dwarf was like throwing a dice at, telling the Magmadroth puppy to go play fetch. I bought the sticker for that. I bought a Tyranid dice bag where it is a giant dice with a couple of Ripper Swarms on it, and their symbol for the Tyranid on for the 6. Tons of really cool stuff that I bought from them. One of the other vendors, Mind Games and Magic, I bought the Illumineers quest for Palace Heist. And I before making this video, I just did a quick round of one-on-one against Jafar with my own mono amethyst deck that I absolutely destroyed him at. Well, maybe not absolutely destroyed him at, but I got to 20 lore before he did. And the goal is to get them to get to 40, but still, I got to it before they did because they were unable to catch up. Anyways, so yeah, I bought that, and the vendor there told me that if I bought the Illumineers quest, he'd also throw in a booster pack for free of Reign of Jafar, and I'm like, I'm in. And I bought some minis while I was there. What else did I buy? Goodness, I bought so much that I forgot what all I bought. And just tons of stuff. Coffee company I'm going to be looking into, Beholder's Brew. They had some crazy cool stuff. Bought some singles while I was there, mostly just for like my DuckTales deck, like my collection of DuckTales. But yeah, no, it was great. It was a great old time. Anyway, so that was day one. Is I did a bit of a shopping spree. Um, yeah. Now everything I bought, I didn't buy it all on day one, but I did buy a bit of it. Now day two comes around, which actually to really finish day one. So day one was me. I got there. I kind of did some help setting it up, like setting up some signs. Um, kind of walked around, saw the different venues, walked around looking at all kinds of stuff going on. Saw that Monument Games had a display, kind of a paint and take kind of a thing where you pick a mini, paint it up, you try out some of their colors. You know, they also had some like painting competitions, and so I just kind of took day one there before like showtime to just kind of explore and really get a feel for the cacophony of chaos that is Meeple-a-thon and conventions in general. Now, day two, however, I was mostly at the table running the demo. Now, that was not nearly as busy. We got it was more busy than day one because we actually got like 4 demos going through. Like 1 or 2 of them was after my friend Tristan was gone. And we did a little more shopping. He bought himself some stuff too while we were there, you know. And I kind of just went around. A friend came on by, was there because I was there, and also because he'd never been to a convention like Meeple-a-thon before. Oh, and this was also one of my day one purchases. Love this thing. Also, day one taught me a very important lesson that played into day two. I had brought so much stuff for running Blood Bowl. Well, not Blood Bowl, but Blitz Bowl. Running, just brought in so much stuff that the bag, the weight behind it was killing me. And so, like that night, I kind of situated the bag to where I was carrying less because I got rid of the dead weight I didn't really need. I didn't really need my entire Blood Bowl Season 2 edition or second season edition with me. I just needed some of the stuff out of it. And I consolidated some of the Blitz Bowl boxes and made it a proper event kit where I had just enough pitches, some extra pitches, and other supplies that I needed for running the Blitz Bowl. So I made sure that I had that going on for me. And so day two was a lot better in getting people down to test out the game. Some people more excited. Now day three, however, was the busiest because we had 5 demos, and it was great. It was actually great. It was a lot of people having fun, a lot of people getting interested. The first 2 people that we ran a demo for, really excited and look for a game to kind of get their play group in on. That it was just a quick, easy thing, and they loved it. Did a little more shopping. Oh my goodness, I posted a TikTok of me holding this container that had dice with the 1 ring in it. Like all of them had the 1 ring molded into them, and I just oh my goodness, I went full Gollum over that, and I might just repost that as a short to my YouTube here. But anyways, so that was day 3. Was getting some more demos, and then kind of seeing everything, start to come to a close. Seeing events start to clear up, people leaving, and then there was the silent auction. But I got some pictures taken with some really cool people. Again, picture with Miniac, picture with Town Nick. It was a great old time. It was a great old time. And it's one of those things that if you ever get a chance to go to a board gaming convention like that, or if someone asks you to like run an event, it's one of those things I would recommend giving it a shot. You're going to make tons of great memories. Maybe make some potential new friends, but always have something awesome to remember and to kind of call back on. And you know what? I love it. Anyways, that has been this episode of The Washed Out Hobbyist. And I'm Rob. Bye-bye.